my piece is called Dailies, and it is with poetry by Anita Skeen. Every day, as an exercise, Anita writes a 3-sentence poem. And I don't think she sets out to write any specific type of poem, but she gave me a whole big batch of all these poems, and I noticed there were themes that she continually returned to. And my idea with the piece was to construct a sort of portrait of Anita by grouping specific types of themes of poems together. She has poems about her family and family history. She has poems about poems of observations of nature and recollections of dreams. And she has poems about being an artist and being a poet. Each poem is presented in a distinct way. And my hope was that the relationships between the poems became as important as the meanings of the words of each poem. And the musical counterpart also consists of sounds which fluctuate between their semantic origins and their musical connotations. So together they sort of make a dynamic sense, maybe a dynamic sense of both Anita and myself as artists. Thank you.
My grandfather played the fiddle. My grandmother played the mandolin. I'm told during the Depression, as a widow with 3 small children and little income, his fiddle was the last thing she sold. In my study, the single circle of light from the desk lamp, late at night. A pencil and a blank page. How long before the poem starts?
Laundry, dishes, vacuuming, household tasks. But there is order in the folded shirt. The towels matched corner to corner. When the storm starts, the snowflakes fall one by one.
My mother believed there was nothing as depressing as a
Christmas
Christmas tree
after Christmas.
Perhaps it was because for a week, until New Year's, we left our gifts unwrapped under the tree. All that was not what we wanted was visible.
At 7 below.
I never had art lessons as a kid.
At 7 below, everything freezes. The pond water, the cat's desire for the mouse.
Art was for people who could afford it.
The human desire to get up from the chair and cross the room.
So I became a poet.
Except for the snow, a silence of furious confusion.
My brother and I live in separate states. I'm waiting in the Detroit airport. And in separate worlds. We have nothing in common except our parents for the flight from Tampa, and perhaps 2 dogs. It's deserted in the baggage area. My mother is gone. No planes coming in. Then the carousel clicks, coughs up the first suitcase, as are the dogs. When my father goes, life after life, what will be left comes tumbling into the light.
In front of me, on the table, cradled in a sponge-lined box, is a cuneiform tablet from 1800 BC. How is it possible to understand something 4,000 years old? Hardly larger than a postage stamp, I'm told it's the bill of sale for a sheep.
My father and his cats are moving into old age together. They have survived the loss of my mother. There are 3 old men, one in the recliner, one on the armrest, one on the end table, watching Sunday afternoon football together. There is the story in the novel I'm reading. There is my own story, resurrected by the author's words. There is the story, those stories will make me write.
In my dream, I am driving my mother back home to the hill where I grew up. The road turns to a river as we climb it, the car floating sideways to the top. We see houses. Splintered. Tornado trash. But rising above them, still standing, our house with the porch light on.